Good morning, beautiful people. Welcome to the market color for today, the 10th of October, the 7th rather of October 2024. We're excited to have you all here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This market color is brought to you by yours truly, the Value Flow Trading team, and powered by your favorite broker, our favorite broker, Okta. A beautiful morning to everyone who is right here on this call today. Now, during the course of this market color, as usual on a Monday morning, we're going to have our analysis on the DXY, which is the dollar index. And it's a basket of all dollar-related or dollar-denominated currencies, dollar-denominated currency pairs, okay? And afterwards, we're going to be analyzing gold against the dollar, all right? And then the yen basket, all right? So we're starting off with the dollar index, a few foreign currencies, GBP, USD, Euro, US, then gold against the dollar, then the yen basket and other yen-related pairs as we go on during the course of this analysis. Now, straight up to the analysis for the morning, the dollar first off on our list. If you're looking at the dollar right now, we'd be seeing that the dollar index is trading to the upside, is gathering some strength. We saw one of these lows right here, this particular low right here, as a respected region for the dollar. If you remember, a couple of weeks ago, we said wanted to see how the dollar was going to break this liquidity first, and then there was another liquidity on the 4-hour time frame that wanted to see the dollar break somewhere around here. We've seen it touch all those points, and then it has started gathering strength back to the upside. As it stands this morning, we have seen a break of structure on the dollar index showing up right here. And that is clearly showing us that the dollar index is looking to have found some strength from 100 price point. So if you can look at that exact price point around 100, here, it's right here. So we're seeing that the dollar index has found some strength from that point and has gone ahead to break structure. Now, from the look of things, we will be looking to grab liquidities residing diagonally to the upside, okay? You can see some right here. Okay, so we'll be looking to see the dollar index trade up all the way to those levels. However, short term, we're looking to see how the dollar might give us some retracement to the downside before pursuing those targets that reside above. So if you look at the 4-hour time frame, so this is on the daily time frame, we're expecting a retracement to happen, seeing that we had an expansion, a break of structure, and during the course of that expansion, we had buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency. So what I mean by that is that you're just seeing straight buy candles. Looks like price has not rested all this while. So we might see price give us some discount price points before continuing its journey to the upside. So this is what we're expecting to happen on the dollar index. Now let's take a look at it from the 4-hour time frame. Now, if you're looking at it from the 4-hour time frame, you'll see that this expansion has not been properly mitigated all the while. So one of the places we want to see the mitigation come to is this previous high right here, which was a previous support level, a previous resistance level, rather, around here. We would want to see the dollar index trade into this level first before creating that expansion that we are looking out for. You can use our Fibonacci retracement tool also to mark out these points to give us clear reference as to the premium and discount array. Now this is it. On the Fibonacci retracement tool, this region is around 38.2 region. For a deeper retracement, we might need to see price return all the way back here. But I mean, this is a very volatile season for the dollar, so it might not come back all the way downwards, but then this is going to be a very good target for price. So from the what we've analyzed so far, we're expecting a retracement on the dollar, seeing that it is very high at premium. We want to see it come back all the way to some discount level before we continue buying. Okay, so just like in the traditional market system, when things are way expensive, demand reduces, so it drags the price to a downside or to a discount price so that people can afford it. So when the dollar is now discounted, people will be able to afford buying it to the upside. So for now, my bias on the dollar index, looking at it from the 4-hour time frame, is for a short sell all the way to these levels that I've marked right here. Now, if you're looking at it from the 1 hour time frame, you see that price has started creating microstructure, and those microstructure are forming to the downside. Now, when this happens, we want to see the dollar index create a move following this path from here all the way here and then back upwards. We want to see something like this happen on the dollar index in going into the remaining part of this week. So this is my expectation on the dollar index. This is the path I'm expecting it to travel this week. Sell off into 101 spot 500 price points, and then we buy back up 100 spot 500 101 spot 500. Yeah, that is the exact price point where I'm expecting the dollar index to trade to before trading all the way to the upside. Okay, so that is that on the dollar index. Now let's take a look at Euro USD. Now for Euro USD, let's see the trades that are available for us on this pair today. Now looking at Euro USD, very interestingly, we've seen it break structure clearly to the downside, and then it has created some imbalances to the upside. So just like the dollar index, we want to see Euro USD give us that retracement back upwards. Now you've seen that Euro USD has bought all the way upwards, but then it also respected this high right here as 1.12700 price range. Seeing that that has been a respected high, Euro USD may be shying away from it to the downside. Now, even to the downside, we have some imbalances that Euro USD is yet to fill all the way from September to January of 2022 into 2023, and you might see Euro USD trade all the way to those levels, or just fill up the imbalances that were created earlier this year during the rally to the upside from June, July to this month. So for Euro USD currently, we've seen that it has broken structure. We can start marking out all the imbalances that Euro USD could be headed for. There is a huge fair value gap there and another block, which I've highlighted right here. And there is another one right below it. So this is it on Euro USD. So I'm looking to see how Euro USD is going to trade into these levels today. Now that we've seen clear break of structure, the next thing we want to see is a return back and then a sell-off. Now, one of the things that also helped me to know that Euro USD was going to sell earlier was when I think I stated it in one of the previous market colors that Euro USD couldn't break and close above here. Even though GBP USD closed above it, Euro USD couldn't break and close above this place. So this is showing me that all that was happening here is just stop hunt, profit taking, and then we'll be expecting a sell-off. It took a while, but then you can see how the sell happened. I know a lot of people were not able to jump on the sell because of how quick it happened, but then when the retracement comes, it's going to give you many more opportunities to ride the sell all the way to the levels we've highlighted below. Okay, now for today's trade, you're seeing that Euro USD has broken structure to the downside. Now let's take a look at it from the 4-hour time frame point of view. Now on the 4-hour time frame, we are seeing clearly also that structure has been broken on that same time frame, just like the daily. So we can draw our fib once we start seeing signs of retracement. So if you check on the 1-hour time frame, you're going to see that there are signs here that Euro USD may be consolidating. If it's consolidating, we would want to see it give us some retracement before the sell-off continues. Now, one of the places I will be expecting those retracements to happen is this mitigation block right here. On the daily time frame, it's more like a breaker, but on the 4-hour time frame, it's like a mitigation block. And we have 23.6 around that same level. So that is one place we might be expecting Euro USD to trade to. Another place is right here. There are so many points of interest for Euro USD to the upside. So two things may happen. It's either it dodges all of them to allow day traders keep speculating, or it trades into those levels and give proper interest to the downside. So these are the three places I'm expecting Euro USD to trade to. Okay, all these levels right here. There are fair value gaps. There are other blocks. So many things attracting Euro USD to the upside. So once I see any buy sign on Euro USD, I'm willing to take it first to this level and then to these other levels. Okay, so we're expecting retracements on Euro USD. Now, have in mind that the reason why we're setting all these multiple points of interest is because looking at Euro USD generally at this moment, we are having a clear sell trend. We're having a very clear sell trend. So we'll be taking buys, but these buys are going to be intraday buys or scalps as we take the buy. So we're looking at, for Euro USD, around 20-30 pips in profit, and we are done. Unlike GBP USD, you might be looking at 30 to 50 pips and we're done on the buys. But for Euro USD, 20-30 and we're done. So if you can calculate, you see that the distance between where price currently is and where we want it to be is about 40 pips. So 40 pips is okay for the first target. The second target is about 80 pips. And after that, we might get another one all the way to 78 or 61.8 price points. So I'm looking forward to seeing buys on Euro USD. If I don't see those buys, I'm not comfortable selling Euro USD from this place. This is heavily discounted. Price has broken structure, although it may be sell off. But then those kind of sales are the type that would look like we do not know what we're doing, because we would want to either get out or stay in the trade, because we do not know how far the trade is going. Because price is at a discount point, it is going to sell, then it's going to sell into further discount, but we don't know how far. I would rather, just like a catapult, allow price to retrace a lot and then get more opportunities or more distance to cover in the sell direction. So for today, I'm looking out for sells on Euro USD. Now let's take a look at GBP USD. On the daily time frame, unlike Euro USD and the dollar index, GBP USD has not broken its own structure. However, we know that since the others has done that, we might see GBP USD do the same, because buyers for the euro is looking very clear. Buyers for the dollar is looking very clear. Now for GBP USD, we had some injection of liquidity to the downside, of course. All right. So when I say injection of liquidity, we are not just meaning in literal term where we would see price rallying to the upside, but let's call it injection of volatility, I think, for better usage of words. Now, last week we had the central bank governor, or the Bank of England governor, Governor Bailey, come out with a very strong statement saying that they are going to have a drastic rate cut towards the end of the year for the pound. Now, the pound is currently at having an interest rate at around 5.00%, and they are saying they are going to have a drastic or a heavy rate cut. So we're going to be seeing things around 50 to 75 basis points anytime from now, from the time they will release their next interest rates. And with that, most investors will be looking to take investments out of the pound and into some other currencies with a stronger interest rate, or currencies who have plans of increasing their own interest rate. So we might start seeing sell-offs on the pound from last week into this week. Last week, we started seeing those signs of the sell-offs. Going further into the week, we might see continuous signs of those sell-offs for the pound. Now, we're seeing that there's strength going into the dollar. We're seeing that there is weakness from the pound side of things. So that is giving me some assurance that we'll see the pound sell off all the way to break this 1.300 price point. So going into the remaining part of the week, one of my expectations for the pound is to see it break this low. So earlier, I was having mixed feelings or mixed expectations for the pounds, looking at it from this 1.300 price point to see if they are going to really protect the pound from breaking that particular quarter point. But with the news release that came out last week, and with the strength we are seeing in the dollar from last week into this week, quite certain to some extent that the pound is going to break this low to the downside. So for that, I'm expecting a break of structure and a break of 1.3000 price point of the pound. Now let's look at what we're expecting intraday. On the 4-hour time frame, we'll see that we've broken structure clearly to the downside, and then price is heavily discounted from the 4-hour time frame. So we might see some retracement on the pound, but unlike the euro, where everything is looking set for a retracement, for the pound, we might see one push to the downside before the buy, which is the retracement we're expecting, starts happening on the 4-hour time frame. So on the 4-hour, there's been break of structure, but there's no proper retracement. So I'm looking at this box pattern for a buy on the pound, which is right here at around 1.30573 price point. So if we see price trading to this level, we could engineer some buys to the upside for the pound. So we could do something like this, and then a buy into this level, then smash this low. So I have these 3 points as my liquidity points. With trading fully into this fair value gap right here, and then some reversal before, some retracement before this break, or that price will just break straight into this level. So for the pound, things are looking kind of mixed. We are having clear structure to the downside, but then for the dollar, we've seen clear structure to the upside. However, we're expecting a retracement. This kind of things gets to mix up our analysis. So in that regard, we'll try to look at the hourly time frame to get clear perspective on what the next line of action is. Looking at the pound against the dollar, we're seeing that we are clearly bearish to the downside for the pound, and then we would have to follow that structure until we see a shift in structure before we go into the buys. Now, when we're taking the buys, we know we are counter trading or we are counter trend trading. So we would want to see clear structure that is broken before we trade in that direction. So in that light, we would want to see a sell-off of the pound into this point of interest that I've just drawn right here before we start seeing buys to the upside. So if you calculate that pip range, it's about 40 to 50 pips. So it's decent enough for some good trades. At the moment, I'll be looking forward to sell-offs on the pound and then a buy back up. So once I see clear entries, like I'm seeing one right here, price has broken out of Asia and then it's trading back into the range of Asia. I'm expecting a sell-off from that region all the way to the downside. One entry showed up here where price traded into this fair value gap that was created in the Asian session early hours of today. That was a very good entry if one had caught it, trading right here into the consequent encroachment of that fair value gap. When we say consequent encroachment, we're saying 50% of the fair value gap or 50% of another block. So price has traded into it, we might be seeing sell-off. So at any moment from now, I'm expecting sell-offs of the pound into this region of 1.3060 price point. Okay, so I hope this is clear and I hope everyone is able to take advantage of these trades when they play out. So we're going to go on a very short break, and when we return, we'll be having analysis from gold against the dollar and then the yen basket and yen related currencies. Now, if you want to learn how to be able to analyze the market just like we've done here, be free to reach out to us on our WhatsApp line 081 60 99 50 30, so that we can teach you all the strategies that we use to analyze the markets like this. From today, we've already gotten clear insight that the dollar index has broken structure. We're expecting a retracement and then a continuous buy. Euro USD was also broken structure, and we're expecting, and to the downside, and we're expecting a retracement and then a continuous sell on Euro USD. Then for GBP USD, we also had to mix fundamentals, sentiment, and then technical analysis for GBP USD. Fundamentals from the fact that the central banks want to cut interest rates heavily, and in those kind of periods when there's heavy interest rates cut on a particular currency pair, people will tend to leave that currency pair, thereby shorting or selling off that particular currency. So for GBP, we're expecting a sell. And then with that sell, we're expecting to break the price point of 1.300 levels. And when it does that, we expect a retracement and then a sell-off. So for today, we're expecting a sell of GBP USD and then maybe a buy afterwards. So if you want to be able to learn how to analyze the market like this, so that you can replicate this analysis using the strategies we are using on any other currency pair, feel free to sign up for our course, which is called the FX Bootcamp. We're bringing the FX Bootcamp live class to Abuja in the month of November. So if you have anyone who is in Abuja and is willing to learn Forex from the very best and have a well-tailored strategy to take advantage of the market alongside all the other supports that we bring, including our signal groups, our signal services, weekly support, make sure that you or whoever it is that you have in mind signs up for the FX Bootcamp. So right now we're going on a very short break, and when we return, we'll be having our analysis for gold and the yen basket.
All right, good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the Market Color brought to you by the Value Trading Team and powered by our preferred broker, Opta. It's a great morning here, and I want to believe everyone too. You started, getting the best of the chart. All right, so right now we'll be going into the analysis of the precious metal, and from there, we are going to take a quick move to Japan to see other yen correlated pairs so that we'll be able to take a move to where exactly we are heading to on the chart. So I just want you to sit back and let me know in the chat box if you can see my screen and if you can hear me loud and clear. All right, so let me quickly know that if you can see my screen and if you can hear me loud and clear. All right, so let's quickly move to the charts. Now we are starting with the precious metal right from the monthly time frame. And as we've always said since last week, last month particularly, we've seen that the precious metal has been the currently most preferred safe haven asset. That price has actually been, trading all through to the upside. Precious metal has been buying, and this is the high that we've all has not seen it gotten to before. And right now we are seeing the precious metal at around 2685 spots 60 level, and that is a very high, that's a great high, price level for the precious metal. So if you look at it, the overall trend of the monthly time frame is now a bullish trend, which is a buy all the way to the upside. All right. So if you look at it from the weekly time frame, you are going to see sometimes last week we have a bearish week last week. However, it's not with full momentum upon the strength in the dollar. All we are seeing or on the precious metal is just more like a range if you go to the lower time frame. But the overall trend for last week happens to be a sell trend. You can see the bearish candle there. You can see this is the bearish candle all the way there. All right. So if we come to the daily time frame, it becomes much more clearer. You can see how that price is just sitting within this range. And one thing we know about the precious metal is whenever we see it seated within a range, like we have here, somewhere like something like this, just sitting somewhere this way, then we know what next we should be expecting. Either a breakout or a break to the downside. And as we all have seen right now, that price has not really broken to the downside, the overall trend still remains a bullish trend. So if you can see here clearly, you are going to observe that price is sitting right inside this range after we have the breakout from this particular range that we have here. So something like this pattern is trying to repeat itself, as you can all see. So that's the same thing, the range, which we mostly call a consolidation. Then we're seeing the breakout upside. Now again, we are seeing some level of consolidation. Today being the first day, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. For like 9 to 10 days, it's been consolidating. So, and we remember last week, as CJ already said, last week was a buy day for the dollar, which, whenever the dollar is buying, we expect mostly for the precious metal to sell, but we did not see that happen. Instead, we are just seeing it. Yes, it sold, but it's not with full momentum. Particularly on Tuesday rather, we discover it's also bullish again, while the dollar also is bullish. So currently is the most effective haven asset right now, the precious metal. So let's now go to the technical analysis of the precious metal to know where exactly are we heading to and where exactly should we come in or come out of the market. Now, if you look at it from the 4-hour time frame view, you can also see clearly that we are still in that range. You can see right from the 26th of September till date, we are still sitting inside that range. And like we have some markup, like we always do, that whenever price gets to somewhere at the top here, this particular markup that we have, if you refine it to the lower time frame, you are going to see some conferences that we have there And that is why we are still expecting price. If it's going to get back then we can easily start shorting all the way to the downside. However, on Friday, pre-NFP, during the London session analysis, we actually said, okay, when price gets to somewhere here, like we have our POI mark out here, we want to start buying. But when you refine over refinement of that particular spot, we our buy order wasn't triggered just with 3 pips, 3.5 pips or 4 pips. That's what remains for it to be triggered and price reverse all the way back up. And as you can see, so today let's watch out where exactly are we heading to this week for the precious metal. But as you can see on the 4-hour time frame, we expect that it's going to time a bit more to this downside. Is going to clear liquidity around this level where you see how liquidity has been built here and also this place, how that price should come, clear liquidity there and tap into somewhere here. So if we refine, we go to lower time frame now to refine this level, we are going to see the shoulder pattern there where we are expecting price to get to, and we can easily buy from that level. All right, so let's go to the 1-hour time frame. Now, on the 1-hour time frame, you can see where exactly we are heading to and what gave us that how we have been praying from of that level we mark. You can see how that price cleared this low, which is giving a pulse pattern somewhere here, and we've already had this since last week that we're expecting price to come there. So this was the one we missed on Friday, how that price just tapped into this level, but we're expecting that okay, it's going to get into this other block. It didn't tap the other block, just enter the fair value gap and the shoulder there and reverse all the way to the upside after the release. And that should also give us a big concern about what is going on in the market, because all throughout last week, as it generalized, we've seen the dollar being strong, and all through the gold also is just proving strong and also ranging that way. So that should give us some pre-information about what may be going on in the safe haven, class that way. Now, if you see it here, this is the shoulder that we have here. We've seen the sweep and we've seen the break to the upside all the way. So we are expecting that price will still come, clear all this liquidity, take out this one too, and tap into this level here. So if you refine to the barest minimum, like 15 minutes or 5 minute time frame, you are going to see the clarity that we have inside here and some other components that we have at this region. So this is what we are expecting moving forward this week. The price would come all the way into this particular level here that we just analyzed now and buy all the way to the upside. Then we may now see the sell that bring to the downside, because we've seen the strong precious metal for a long period of time now. All right, so that is that. If you look at it even on the 15-minute time frame, the now trend of what we have right now, we are going to see that release of NFP on Friday, how price jumped to the downside and reversed everything back up to even clear the high of the day and form a new high, then begin to come all the way to the downside. So right now, where is the trade and where do we have to trade from? Right now, what we have now is not a very clear move. As you can see, we are stuck in to some extent, a 200 pips range, 200 to 300 pips range that we have been stuck right now. However, that is the normal move for the precious metal. Our clear POI still remains on this 1-hour time frame, this level that we have here. And when price gets there, you can easily buy all the way to the upside. Or if price comes all the way here, then we can easily sell to the downside again. All right, and let's quickly look at where exactly that set is. You can see that set is the 1-hour order block that we have here and the confluence of the fair value gap inside of this place. I think we should zoom out so we can easily have a clear view of it. Great, this is it. You can see the order block seated at the top. Then we have the IOF, the fair value gap to the left and right, and we have liquidity built at this level. So we expect that price will come, clear liquidity here, tap into this IOF, and tap this order block, and we begin to have our move all the way to the downside if that is what we are looking for. So, all right, that's that for the precious metal. A quick one, let's quickly get to Japan to see what exactly is going on the yen basket. Yeah, sorry, I'm seeing something here. It's still showing GPUSD. Wow, so sorry about that. So sorry about that. But can you see my screen now, please? Let me know if you can see my screen now. Can you see the yen basket right now? All right, all right. Thank you, thank you. All right, but you did not see the precious metal for some time, right? That of the gold for some time. Let me know if you did not see the precious metal for some time so I can quickly run us through. All right. Thank you very much, Kumbi. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right. So to the yen basket, let's quickly take a look at the yen basket. Where exactly are we heading to for the yen basket? Great. Now, if you look at the yen basket from the monthly time frame, we are going to observe that we've seen the bullish momentum to the upside, but for the past few weeks, we've not seen the follow through. And greatly, we see where exactly we expect price to come into, which is much more clearer on the weekly time frame. So if you look at the weekly time frame, you are going to see that, like we already marked here, that we have the flip zone, so we still expect price to come and tap into this zone, then begin to move all the way back up. However, if we refine it to the barest minimum, we are still going to see some other POI inside resting here. So let's go to the daily time frame to confirm that. Now, on the daily time frame, you can see clearly how that we expect price to come back this split zone. You can see that this was once a resistance where price struggled, and the moment price broke through that resistance, now we see how price has not really pulled back to that place. Instead, it's been ranging for a long while now. So we expect that price to come tap into this split zone. And there's something that can still call price a little bit to the downside here, which is this order block that we are looking at. So we may see price come all the way into this order block here, then start moving back to the upside. So that is for the yen basket on the daily time frame. But if you look at it on the 4-hour time frame, you are going to see how that price has really, make some big move right now to the downside, and we can see what is really reacting to price here. So we still expect that price will come, tap a little bit more into this level that we have here. And as a matter of fact, inside here we have something that looks more like a bond strategy, how that price did this, clear out liquidity here, below here, and that quick sharp move to the upside happen. So we can see how price can still come a little bit more, tap into this shoulder and start going to the upside. However, if it is this split zone, then we should look out for the corresponding move on the other yen correlated pairs. All right. So if you come to the 1-hour time frame of what is going on exactly on the yen basket, we are seeing that it's just moving all the way to the downside. And as we already analyzed that, we want to see that happen for a long while, which price has just been, ranging gradually to the downside. But right now, we are seeing that it's already moving. And today, into the week proper, we are still expecting that if we get to that our POI that we have here on the 4-hour time frame, which is also a daily order block. So that is a very big concern as price get there. When price get there, then we can now easily follow through to the upside. All right. So let's quickly take a look at the yen correlated pair like GBP, JPY to see exactly where we are heading to. However, this morning on this yen basket, we can see that the market opened in a bullish way to the upside. And you can see reason why we see that happening because of after the release of the NFP news on Friday that we see how this yen basket tanked because of the dollar strength. You see yen basket tanked. And if you go and look at USD JPY, I mean, see how that one flew all the way to the upside. So we want to see balancing in the market because of the release of the data on Friday. So we may see price come all the way into 50% of this void. So that is where, however, we may still see some little push more to the upside. Then this downtrend would continue into the daily order block, such as we have inside of this place. So a quick one to GPJPY to get to see what exactly is going on underneath. And if you look at GPJPY right from the monthly time frame, we've been very strongly bullish on GK. However, we saw some level of price reaction around this when that the buy of yen basket starts. So if you come to the weekly time frame of GPJPY, you are going to see clearly that we have some levels we already marked, such as this, which is a free zone here that we expect price to react back to after it came all the way and tapped into this daily order block that we have here. However, if price goes a little bit more to the upside or even tap into this fair value gap that we have here, you can see that there's fair value gap here. If price peradventure gets to this place and it begins to sell, we are that is being built. You can see this 1, 2, 3, like 4 liquidity all the way to the downside. So this is what we may see in the coming days. Our price come clear liquidity all the way from this side and tap into this daily order block and their weekly order block, then we will now see the next move to the upside. So we may end up seeing this in the coming weeks towards the end of the year. So there's high tendency we see exactly this play out on the GBP. So if you look at it on the daily time frame, we are going to observe that price after the long sell that we see during the yen basket bullish run to the upside. Now we are now seeing this. So we expect that price may still come all the way, tap into this daily order block as you can see here. Just start here a little bit more and begin to sell back to the downside. You can see this is more like an inverse of the yen basket, what you are seeing here. So I'm still expecting some little more push of GBP/JPY to the upside before the sell trend continues to the downside again. So if you look at the 4-hour time frame, you are going to observe that price has actually been bullish to the upside all the way. And how price came and tapped into this level. Now, when price tapped into this 4-hour order block, there's something we saw on AUD/JPY, of which it has done its own some time ago, which means GBP/JPY was lagging that time. And right now, this is what we are seeing on GBP/JPY. So let's go and check the same thing on AUD/JPY to see where exactly is price going to there. But before we move to that, let's see if there's any entry on the 1-hour time frame of the GBP/JPY. Now, on the 1-hour time frame for GBP/JPY, we are seeing something like a shoulder pattern somewhere here, of which we may see price, come all the way to tap into first before the move back up to our POI. Then we now have a massive sell for the quarter moving forward. But if we did not see that happen, this should be the first POI for us to buy GJ from. We want to buy it from, or at this particular zone that we have here, resistance should turn support. However, there is a clear move to the downside here, as you can see, shoulder resting below here, and we now also have the order block, 1-hour order block here. So when price gets to this place, in the course of the week, we may want to look for opportunity to buy. If you go to your lower time frame, like 5 minutes, and you begin to see market structure shift, then you may want to take it all the way to the upside if this is what plays out first. However, if this is what plays out first, how that price should move all the way to the upside here into this daily order block that we have here, seated here. If that is what played out for, all you need to do is just go to your lower time frame and look for your opportunity to sell. So this is this on the daily time frame, while on the 1 hour time frame, the lower time frame, you can see where we can easily buy all the way into the daily POI. Now, if you look at it on the 15-minute time frame, you are going to see that everywhere still looks very much bullish. However, we may see price still tank a little bit more into this space. But if price is coming towards this particular shoulder level, we should expect some price reaction around this place. And this is what we've seen over time, where we have a very strong momentum in the course of the week, in the course of the news. Now, if price comes back to that zone, and now it's also giving us a confluence seated inside of it, which is an order block. When price gets to this zone should, react with price forcefully to the upside a bit. So if price gets here and we see some price reaction and market structure shift to the upside, you may want to take your buy off. But if it doesn't hold, then this should be your POI for the buy, where you're going to be buying from to the upside for the precious metal. You can see how that price is, liquidity sat here and it's been taken out. So we see how it's more forcefully, and using our bot strategy, we expect price to come back there and we follow it to the upside. Now a quick one to AUD JPY. For those of us who trade AUD JPY, you are going to see on the weekly time frame, all we have for AUD JPY is very much bullish, bearish. You can see how price came all the way back down, and now it has, mitigate like 50% of this move, which is a consequent encroachment, and we want to see it start coming back down again. So if you look at it on the daily time frame, we've seen how price traded into the daily order block, and we see some price reaction there, but that is not really strong enough, as we can still see that price is still sitting inside the order block. So if you come to the 4-hour time frame to see exactly what was going on and why do we have price reaction there, you are going to observe that price actually reacted to an order block seated here, and that is why we see this first reaction here to the downside. And now early hours of today, we'll see price come there again and it's reacting again to the downside. However, if you come to let's just check the 4-hour time frame. To the upside, we've not really seen anything much there for us to follow through. Now, if you come to your 1-hour time frame, what are we expecting price to do on 1-hour time frame? Now, for the 1-hour time frame, compared to the GBP JPY, where we see some level of clarity that the market may, give. However, we are still seeing that there's no any clear move for AUD JPY, except that price may just come, tap into somewhere here as we have a shoulder seated here and begin to buy back to the upside again. We already, established the fact that the yen basket is going to be a sell for before we start buying. So if the yen basket still tanks it before, you may see this guy just rally a bit, and if it starts rallying, you may see it just come into this shoulder and will follow through to the upside for the buy. All right, so this is for the yen basket. Now let's check the yen basket on the 15 minutes. Now for the 15 minutes, you can see the same confluence here too, as you can see on GBP JPY is happening on the yen basket, on the AUD JPY. Meaning if price comes all the way into this level, we may want to consider buying because of the momentum of the news on Friday that caused this rally all the way to the upside. So price may come back here and we are going to see how we can follow through. However, if you are decided that do your refinement, and in the course of the refinement, price leaves you behind, good and fine. But if you want to refine, you may want to come somewhere here and refine a zone inside here for buy. You want to refine and refine and refine. However, we expect some price reaction at this level that causes the push to the upside. All right. If there's any question, can easily type in the chat box. Let's quickly address it. As CJ already said before, we are coming to Abuja for FS bootcamp. So if you want to trade the same way we trade here and also analyze the market just like we do here too, all you need to do is just enroll for our FS bootcamp is for 150,000, but we have a discount of 25,000 going on currently, independent discount, so you can take opportunity of that where you also enroll and pay 125,000 instead of the 150,000. Also, we have our value flow models available that can easily guide you to know which pair can I go for first, and at the same time, what is the predictive move that we may be expecting in the market anytime soon. All right, so that is the end for this morning market call-up. Make sure you trade cautiously and use your proper risk management strategy. And remember, today being Monday, you are going to see some level of sluggishness in the market until the New York session. So till meet again by 3 p.m. for the New York recap of the market. Make sure you trade cautiously and use your proper risk management strategy. Once again, I'm Lee Cheers and God bless.